we are going to discuss new topic called UI modeling. So we finished the data modeling, and the next topic is UI modeling, means user interface modeling. So in UI modeling, this will be used. Basically, this UI modeling will be used as a user interface to access your the master data for creation or for change or for display, for search, or to perform some bulk updates. So for all these kind of to perform different activities, we need one UI applications. So those UI applications we will be dealing in UI modeling topic. So in MDG, so your data model, nothing but which includes your staging area and everything. So that can be accessed via UI model. So there will be user interfaces. So user can actually access this data via this particular UI application. Okay. So now these UI applications, okay, are designed and developed in MDG using two techniques. There are two type of UI applications are there using which you can access your MDG content. Okay, so one is we call it as a FPM applications. FPM applications. Okay, so FPM is nothing but floor plan manager. Floor plan manager. Okay, so FPM applications, and the other type of applications are Fury applications. Okay, so it's these Fury applications basically developed by SAP, where you can actually access the applications using any device, like using laptop or using tab or using mobile. Okay, so that's where these Fury applications are SAP developed. Okay, so both will be used as well in all the projects, right? So both FPM applications and Fury will be used. Most of the time, Fury applications we will be providing access. I mean, we will be enabling these Fury applications for the business users. Okay, it's not like replacement one after FPM. Fury is not a replacement of the FPM application. FPM applications are meant for certain activities, and Fury applications are meant for different activities. So, but using both FPM and Fury applications, you can access the MDG data. So now we will be discussing about FPM applications. Okay, for next 1 or 2 sessions, we'll be discussing FPM applications. Fury, we will be talking a little later when we are talking about consolidation, DQM, those topics. That time I will introduce Fury applications, how to configure and everything. Okay, so our focus will be for now FPM applications, floor plan manager applications. Okay.
Fury is web-based.
Both are web-based. Your FPM and Fury, both are web-based applications. Okay, so the difference why Fury, right? So the difference is if I cannot open my FPM application in a mobile or tablet, because FPM applications are basically targeted to access via computer.
Okay.
Okay, Fury like you can access from your laptop or tab or mobile or anything. Okay. So both are browser-based applications, and so we will talk more about Fury a little later. For now, we will focus on floor plan manager (FPM) applications. Okay, so the backend to develop these FPM applications, right? So the backend of the coding that we basically use is ABAP WebDyn Pro. ABAP WebDyn Pro. WebDyn Pro. So these are basically WebDyn Pro applications. Above WebDyn Pro is nothing but basically browser-based applications. So what happened is SAP, if at all you need to build any browser-based applications in SAP, basically that will be done using this particular above WebDyn Pro. Okay, so to design that UI and to write all that the coding for each and every field and everything, so that takes actually in above WebDyn Pro a lot of time. Okay, so these days, most of the in whatever the skills that you see technologies, right? So it's like rapid. You need to build the applications just a kind of a clicks or drag and drop kind of thing. Okay, so no one is actually spending more time on writing the logic to prepare one web page and add all the fields and everything, right? So that's where SAP introduced this concept of FPM. Okay, floor plan manager. So what happens is using in floor plan manager. Okay, so this uh, uh, we no need to actually write coding using ABAP WebDin Pro if you know the FPM. Okay, so basically all the required SAP using this ABAP WebDin Pro, basically SAP provided something called templates. Okay, so these templates we are in these templates actually built in FPM. Okay, floor plan manager. So in FPM, basically in FPM, you will have all these kind of templates to create one application, or probably to search applications, create applications, file based applications. So SAP already provided certain templates using FPM technology. Okay, the backend is always above WebDin Pro only, but you no need to learn or know about above WebDin Pro. If you know the templates, you can configure. Okay, so this way, all the coding, all the technical details are hidden. Most of the 80 to 90% of the technical details are abstracted from these templates. So all you need to know is how to, even for the technical people as well, what is the right template to use for your application, and how to configure. What are the steps that you need to follow to configure these templates to design one UI application, right? So all it is about to learn this template. So basically, you need to learn this particular template, how to configure. That's it. So once you know this template, you no need to learn about above WebDriver or anything. Okay. So now in MDG, SAP provided some 3 to 4 type of templates. So basically, these templates are nothing but you take your project in your organization. You need to prepare one PPT. Okay, for a particular client demo. Okay, so in this case, usually what happens, so the project and the client with that combination, they will have some kind of template which you need to use. Okay, so you take the template as a reference, the theme, the font, the color, everything, the basically all the settings. You just change the content as per your requirement, right? So that's where your PPT is ready. So in the same way here, these templates are already available for creation of for creation of any master data. So there is one template available. So you need to find the template and copy the template and link the template to your data model via OTC, and add all the attributes that you need on the UI application. Okay, so that's it. Once you save it, that application, your application is create application is ready. Okay, so that is the kind of the at very high level, what is the FPM template. Okay, so whatever the application now, first how you can access your MDG applications using my SAP. Okay, so once you log into this particular SAP system, right? So basically the T code is to access your FPM applications or any browser-based applications from SAP. So that there is a transaction code called NWBC. NWBC means NetWeaver Business Client. Okay, that is nothing but your browser-based application. So you need to enter this NWBC T code, okay, and hit enter. Okay, so it will open up a page something like this. Okay, so once you hit a NWBC T code, it will take you to either it will ask for this user ID password. Okay, so once you enter your user credentials here, okay, then click on log on, then it will take you to this particular page. Okay, so this particular page, in this page you see multiple links are there, different links. So these links are nothing but the roles, as we discussed about roles. So there will be different roles will be there. So those roles will be assigned to your user credentials, to your user profile. So whatever the roles are there to your user profile, okay, you can find all the roles over here. Okay, so now either you can actually choose the role. Let's say, for example, you wanted to open material master thing, right? Either you can choose one of the role, or the simplest option is always click on this first role, NWBC. So when you click on this particular role, okay, so this is an SAP NetWeaver business client. Okay, here you can see in the top there are multiple tabs are there, multiple tabs. Okay, each tab is nothing but one role. In the previous page, there are multiple links are there, right? So all those links are showing as a tabs over here. Other than MDG also you can find over here, because this is a training system. There are multiple rows are assigned to our user IDs. So that's why you see different tabs over here. But what is important, very specific to MDG is, so there is one tab that is material governance. So this is the one tab, material governance. Okay. So now you can find all the material related SAP MDG material master related activities under this particular tab. Okay, so here this page is divided into multiple sections, and in each section there are certain links are provided. Okay, so you can actually perform this. We call it as a home page, your material governance home page. Now to the business users also, always we provide this link. There are two ways that business users can access. They can actually log into SAP and enter, click on NWBC, and from NWBC, they can actually come to this particular one. Okay, this is one. The other option is we will provide this hyperlink to them, and they will add it to their favorites or something, or they can add this hyperlink to maybe another Java-based application or somewhere. Okay, ultimately, once you click on this or enter this hyperlink, it will directly take you to this material governance homepage. Similarly, you can also find a customer governance homepage. Okay, so this is a customer governance homepage. So likewise, this is contract account governance homepage. So likewise, you will find all the master data specific home pages over here. Okay. Now all these pages, whether it's a material governance or customer governance, you can see the pages are divided into different sections, and it follows the same for every master data. Like here, you see material processing is there. That means in this one, the first section, the first part, it has the links. One is from here, you can navigate to search material application. You can navigate to create material application, change material application, mark for deletion. Okay, so this is basically you can perform single object activities. Single object means here using this link you can create one material. Using this you can change one material. This is using, you can set the material as mark for delete for one object. So this is basically for a single object operations, one material at a time. There are bulk operations you can see over here, where you can perform file upload, file download, mass change. So this particular section talks about mass operations. And in this one, this particular portion talks about basically workflow inbox. If there are certain, whatever the requests that are waiting for your approval, you can navigate to this workflow inbox, and you can see. From there, you can open that request and approve that. Or whatever the request that you created, you can look at that. Or a specific request you wanted to look at the status, you can click on this one. It will open up this particular search application. Either you can enter your change request number or change request type, or by using any parameter, you can search the data. Okay, so this is related to the requests or either that are pending for your approval, or requests that you created, or in general you wanted to look at the status of any particular request. So this particular section. Okay, and this particular section, actually this is basically to generate some reports. How many requests are approved in time, or met SLA, does not met SLA. So there are some reporting related pages are available over here. And this is related to your data replication. Like you can actually look at the data replication status of each of the requests over here. We will talk about DRF. We have a separate topic, and this is to load the data into MDG system. So likewise, this home page are divided into these multiple parts, and the look and feel of, let's say now if I go to the customer governance homepage also, you will have the same kind of theme. Here you can actually search for a customer, and from there you can create customers. And this is to perform the mass operations for the customers. This is to look at your workflow inbox. This is for the reporting. This is for the data replication framework. This is for the data load activities. So you take any object in MDG.
Customer governance in the first tile in the single object processing here. So create is not there.
Yeah, that is a SAP intentionally removed that link they didn't add. I'll let you know. I'll tell you that why they didn't add. Okay. So now if you take any object in MDG, the page is this is how the home pages look like. Whether you take article master or finance objects or else EAM objects or any objects, so the page will look like this. Okay, and you will find these sections are common. But inside this, when I click on this search customer link, it will take me to a search customer home application. In material governance, when I click on search material, it will take me to the material search application. Okay, so this is how these home pages will be there, and we will discuss how these home pages can be designed. If at all you wanted to add a new application over here, how that can be done, so that we will discuss it later. But now, coming back to our topic, okay, so you have a question, right? So now if you observe this material governance, you have create material, change material, mark for delete. Whereas in customer governance, you only have this search customer, not that create customer kind of thing. Okay. So the reason is, okay, in general, the principle, I can also create customer link directly over here. So there is no issue with that one. But why SAP didn't add that link here? Because in general, in any governance, right? So the principle is the one of the governance principle is search before create. Okay, so that means if at all you wanted to create some object, first search in the system whether that object might be already there. If that object is already there, you no need to create that object again, right? So that's where it always recommends to first search, and then if that object is not available, then go ahead and create. This will avoid unnecessary duplicates in your system. Okay, so with that explanation, actually for customer master, for vendor master, even for business partner, right? We don't want it to create any duplicate records. Of course, there is a systematic check in the backend. When you're trying to create an object, it will look for whether it's a duplicate record or not. That is at the backend level. Okay. Even from the front end, also on the UI as well, they removed that create customer here, because if they don't have it, basically what you will do, you'll go to search customer. They're trying to force you to at least navigate to the search application. Okay, so that from the search application, either you can actually search with maybe the customer name or something and see if that data is available, customer record is available. If that is not available, all the search applications are having option to initiate, create, or change process in MDG. Okay, all the search applications. So basically, it will navigate to your search application, and this search application also, look and feel of the search application is customers governance search application is similar to your material governance search application. All the search applications are divided into basically two parts. One is your search criteria. Okay, because I'm in a customer governance search application, so here I will find the attributes based on customer or partner. So this is my search criteria. And once I enter my search criteria and click on search, it will, the second down part is my result list. So here I can find the result. Okay. So when I search something like this, so I'll get the result in the down. Okay. Now, if you don't find that customer that you are looking, obviously either if the customer is already available, you can select the customer, open that customer, or you can edit that customer. If the customer is not available, always you will have the first option is create new. So this option is there. Okay, so they're trying to enforce the users at least to navigate the search application without searching any data. Also directly I can go ahead and create it. Okay, so that we cannot do anything. That's where actually in the backend we configure the duplicate check configuration. Okay, so but SAP reason why they are not added this one is because they want to navigate to search application. From there you can go ahead and create the object. Similarly, from material governance also, so though you have this create material, you also have the search material. So from the search material, you can click on search material. Here also you will have the search parameters in the top section. such parameters. In the down, you will have the result list, basically the results. Okay, so if you find the right record, you can use that one, or else you can also have an option to create a new material, copy and create a new material by copying one of the existing material, or you can perform mass processing or multi-processing. So you can perform lot many activities, initiate lot many activities from the result. Okay, so these such applications are also common across all the objects. Okay, now all these applications, whether it is a search application or it's a create material application, so all these applications are built using this FPM. Okay, so in FPM with specific to MDG, SAP provided templates. One is search template, the other one is create template. Okay, so whether it's a standard object or custom object, always we use that template only. Using that template, we can configure material or any master data UI application for create a change or display purpose. Okay, this is how your FPM application look like. It's a browser-based application only. Okay, you can open this, copy this link and open in any browser, Chrome or Edge or any browser. Okay, so this is one of the FPM application.
Just a small basic question. So when we give the business or end users the URL, that is only enough, or you need to have the all the installation like SAP login pad?
No, all those are not required.
Okay.
So that is the advantage of browser-based applications. To access browser-based applications, you no need to have that SAP login pad and all those things. Okay.
Fine.
Now, this is master data. This is actually a material creation screen, material creation application. Okay, so this application also built using FPM, FPM only. Okay, so now first we will understand what are the elements are there in your FPM applications. Okay, and then once you understand all these elements, then we will create one UI application similar to this is the one I'm showing is your material creation application. Okay, so you can enter that. Okay, create material, some description, and you have this basic data section. So you can enter all the material related properties, material type, industry sector, all the information. And after that, you can maintain the material descriptions, material dimensions, the classification data, purchasing data, sales data. You can expand each section. You can maintain the data. So this is a material creation application. Okay. So in the same way, we can also create one UI application for our custom data model as well. Okay. So before going into that one, so let's look at some of the elements in your FPM floor plan manager applications. Okay, so in FPM application, floor plan application, there are basically different type of applications are there. The one that you are seeing over here, okay, this particular application. So this particular application, the one you are seeing here, this application, we call it as a OVP application. Of course, it's an FPM only. In FPM, it is of OVP. Okay, under FPM only, this we call it as a OVP application. Because the template that we used is a OVP is nothing but it's a template. The name of the template that we are using OVP to represent one single object applications. So using this particular application, I can create one material at a time. So here I can create one material. I cannot create multiple materials. The same way, even if I searched here some of the material, right? So once I click on this hyperlink, it will open up that material in a display mode. This is the display mode of that same material. Okay, so this is also the same application, the same OVP application, whatever I showed in the create mode. Now this is a display mode. So whether it's a create or change or display, the same application depends on the activity.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features? Bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
When you are calling this application, right? So basically from this search, when I click on new, that means in the backend, the activity is create. When I select one of the existing one, the activity will be display. And once I display that application, when I click on this edit button, this edit or this edit, that means the activity will be edit, change. So depends on the activity. We will discuss about these activities in the next topic, process modeling topic. But for now, OVP application is nothing but it's an FPM application. OVP is a template. Under FPM application, we have multiple templates. Okay, so one template is OVP. Likewise, we have another template that is what is that name? GAF template. Okay, GAF, nothing but guided activity framework. Guided activity framework. Okay, so this is again another template. Okay, similarly, we also have one template for search applications. Okay, so these are the different templates that are available under FPM. So if at all you wanted to build one creation of your UI application for your master data, you always use this OVP application. If at all you wanted to build a search application for your master data, you can use this template. Guided activity framework template, we no need to do any development. When you're opening this application, you need to just assign your data model. Automatically that UI will be adjusted. So there are no developments or no configurations required for guided activity framework. So basically this will be used to perform mass operations. Mass operations. This is for single object, to represent one single object, whether it can be display, create, edit. This is for mass operation, and this is for search. That's it. So in MDG, we do only these are the activities. Okay. And again, when you are working on material master or business partner, already these OVP applications, search applications, everything is already available. That's why we call it as a out of box. Out of box means already all the UIs, everything is available for us. For the standard objects. Okay. At maximum, you might be extending the standard UI application to add some custom attributes or Z attributes in this UI application, or to add a new section over here, just like this one, to add a new section. Okay. So likewise, that we call it as an enhancement, enhancing your standard UI applications. Okay. But if at all you created a custom data model, okay, so then there won't be any UI application available for your custom data model. That's where actually you might need to create a new UI application. Okay, so that time you will actually use this template. You have to use this OVP template. Okay, so now let's focus now here. OVP is a one template we are using even the standard objects and even all the custom objects as well. Okay, guided activity framework also we are using for file upload, file download activities. I will show you how this will look like. And the other two are obsolete. These two are obsolete over here. Okay, so these two templates basically replaced with this OVP application. So these are available. The last two are available in the legacy versions. From MDG 8 onwards, SAP started using this OVP application. So you don't find these applications at all anymore. Okay, all the time we will be focusing only on our OVP application, only this template only. Okay, so now coming back to this application, the material creation, where we are saying that it will represent using this application, OVP application, we can create one object. Okay, so this template name is OVP. OVP means overview page. So OVP means overview page. Overview page. Okay. So this, in short, we call it as a OVP template or OVP application. Okay. So now, why this called as a overview page? Okay, for your reference purpose, basically to remember easily. Okay, you look at this application, you can see the complete material master data in a single page. See, this is one single page where you can scroll down. In when you scroll down, right? So basically, if you collapse all the sections over here, so you can see basic data, descriptions, dimensions, all the plant, sales, everything. Every part of your master data you can see in a single view. Okay, so that's why we call this as a overview page. In a single page, it shows all the parts of all the views of your material master data. Same way for customer master, vendor master also, there are OVP applications are there. Okay, so we call the reason that we call it as a overview because we see the complete data in a single page. You no need to navigate here and there. That's why this will be called as a OVP application, overview page application.
So is there any way we can reduce the number of such data on the customized, screen? Suppose you have so much data here. If I want to make it simpler, can that be,
Yes.
dealing the
Basically, let's say for example, you don't want it to in your maybe for a particular user or for a particular user group, this
Yeah.
particular data is not applicable for them. Some of the
Yeah.
sections are not applicable for them. We
Yeah.
can actually hide those things. We can
Okay.
remove it. Okay, so
Okay.
that's
And
why we call it
also-
as a custom. There are customization is also available. So
Yeah.
that customization is basically where we are enhancing your existing standard out-of-box UI application, right?
Yeah.
So in
And
this UI modeling topic, we will be discussing two use cases. One is how we can build a scratch UI application from starting onwards
Yeah.
by copying that OVP template, okay? So we will do that one exercise. Once that is done, we can also actually another use case is one of the standard material master UI application will take and how
Yeah.
we can actually configure, we can hide or dynamically we can make it visible, dynamically how we can actually based on the role we can hide. So those
Yeah.
extensions also we will be discussing in the same use case.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to ask the next question. So if a role specific data only to be visible, can we just apply that dynamically or something like that? So
Yes, that is
yeah.
that is always there. Yes.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
And
Sure.
in the OVP and guided activity floor plan and search also there. But in that, what is I just confused. Search is related to, is it separate to floor plan manager or what? That's
No, under floor plan, using floor plan manager only, there are under floor plan manager FPM, there are three templates. See, first thing is FPM is not only SAP introduced for MDG. So this FPM is basically faster and a rapid application development. Okay. So basically in SAP HR module also you have these FPM applications. SAP, all other modules also FPM applications are there. Okay. Now in MDG also SAP use this FPM concept, FPM technology, and using this FPM technique, they provided basically different templates. So one is OVP template, one is guided activity framework template, one is your search application template. Okay, so these are enough for us to perform any activities in MDG. Okay, so this OVP is to represent single object. So we call it as a SOP applications. This is SOP means single object processing applications. These are like basically to perform the mass operations. And this is to search your material, any master data. Such application is nothing. So each template has not different purpose. Each template is SAP provided for different purpose. You cannot replace these things. This is for your single object creation, change, display. To show one object, OVP template is required. This is to perform your file upload, file download related activities. This is to search your materials. Clear?
My fault, like in that slide, there are last two are obsolete. This search is not there in that slide, so I confused you.
No. The search template is also there, though it's not added over here. Search template is also there. Okay.
Okay.
So they basically they put from the master data creation point of view, but a search template is also available. It's not added over here, but search template is also there. I'll show you that one as well. Okay, but you can remember these three things are there. See, most of the projects when you're building a custom application, people will just create for your custom data model only the OVP application. Guided activity framework, you don't need to develop or build or anything. You can start using this application, file upload download application for your custom data models without any coding or anything. Okay, so that only these two things will be used for custom data models. Search application very rarely actually people will create. Okay, it's not straightforward. It little bit of coding is also required to prepare that search application. So that's why actually most of the people will just use this. At least no one actually created. I mean, I haven't seen any requirements till now. How we can actually create a such application for our custom data models. For standard data models, such applications are already there. For custom data models, you don't find that where people will be creating such applications. But if time permits towards end, I can actually show you that. I mean, how we can create. Okay, but for now, our focus will be mainly on this OVP application and GAF applications. Okay, such application I will usage part I will show you towards end of that. Once we complete all other topics, then I will show you how we, if at all, if you are interested, I can show you how to create a such application for our custom objects. So let's look at OVP application, and we will look at all the elements, the terminology that we use, and after that we will see a demo how we can create this kind of OVP application, and then we look at other type of templates as well. Okay, so now coming back to our OVP template. So this is how OVP application look like. And again, I'm saying this application, OVP application, the purpose of the OVP application is to represent one master data, one object. Okay, that means one material or one customer or one vendor at a time. You cannot display multiple objects in this one. That is one thing. And the same application, it will be only one application. In the backend, when I'm opening this application, there is something called activity or action. So once I pass in the backend the action as a create or change or display, so this application will behave accordingly. It's not like we will be creating one application for create, one application for change, one application for display. It will be one application only, depends on the action, that activity that you pass as a parameter. It will adjust and accordingly it will display. Okay, so those technical details we will see when we are building this UI application. Now try to get familiar with all the elements in this OVP application. Okay, so now if you look at this OVP application, okay, you see this is of course your URL. Okay, and here always the first part, right, always it shows your object, the ID along with that description as well. Okay, so that means here your material number $161. See here it shows always your material number in the, so this is a kind of a header or your object along with the description. Okay, we haven't maintained any description till now, but if I maintain some description right here, okay, test 1, 2, 3, it automatically adjusts. So basically this portion displays the material number or your object number along with that one, the description as well. Okay, so after this, here you can see these are some of the actionable buttons, some of the actionable hyperlinks. Okay, so this is basically you can expand. When you click on expand all the sections, earlier everything is in a collapsed mode. Now every section will be in expanded mode. See, descriptions are expanded, dimension section got expanded, and your unit of measure section got expanded, classification data got expanded. So each and every section gets expanded. And this will be like collapse mode. When you click on this, everything will be in collapse mode. This is for your page refresh. This is a check button. Check button means once you enter all the data on your UI application, and when you click on this particular check button, usually when you hit on enter, automatically in the backend, if you have written any rules and everything for this object, all the rules and derivations will be executed in the backend. Okay, so that will be once you enter something and hit enter. Let's say, for example, I entered here material type is FERT, and when I hit enter, automatically pull the description. In the backend, there is a derivation to as soon as I enter some code, the corresponding description has to fetch. So in the backend, it will automatically fetch the description once you hit the enter. So likewise, you can, whenever you hit an enter, that time also there will be a round trip. Round trip in the sense, it will actually backend, it will call your MDG, and all the rules, everything will get executed, and the response will be shown on your UI. So this is automatic round trip will happen. Or explicitly you wanted to run one more time, you can actually click on this check button. So when you click on this check button, all the rules will be executed again once more. So it's a ad hoc basis. Manually you can click on check button as well if at all you wanted to see if there are any errors are there. Okay, so basically these are actionable buttons. Okay, and this is a standard, so we cannot actually add any new button, new kind of links or buttons over here that requires some enhancement to your standard OVP templates itself. So most of the, we don't actually do anything over here. Okay, now on the right hand side, you see assignment block. So basically, if at all you wanted to see, let's say, for example, your valuation area plant is there in the DOM. But to see this, you need to scroll down. The other option is basically you can actually expand, click on this. The same sections, what are the sections are there, it will show you here. So you can actually, when you click on this, it will directly scroll down to that particular section. Okay, so this is the assignment block. And you have some settings here. Okay, we will discuss about the settings. And there is some print option is there where you can print this particular page. And in the down also, there are some buttons are there. Save, submit, cancel. Okay, so this save is nothing. So we will talk about these buttons during our workflow topic. Here you can add additional buttons. Okay, so save means nothing but like you entered some data and you wanted to continue later. So you wanted to save your changes till here. Okay, then you can click on save button. So all your changes will be saved here, but that request is not yet submitted. Submit means basically once you enter all the data and now from your side everything is done. Now you wanted to submit. So once you submit, it will trigger the workflow. In the workflow after you, if there is some approver is there, it will go to the approver for is the action. So that is the submit. Cancel means you will just simply exit without saving anything. So likewise, you can add more additional buttons as well over here, and you can assign some actions or activities for that buttons that we will discuss during the workflow topic. Okay. So in short, in the summary, you in an OVP page, the top will be your object header, and you will have some actionable buttons in the top, and in the down also, right hand side down, you will find some actionable buttons over here. Okay, so now, any questions till now?
Simple question. So we say this OVP type of template has one material or one customer or one thing. But if there is a material which has got some grouping sub-materials attached to that, will that be displayed under this one, or it will go to the any other
attached materials? Usually we don't have that concept at all in SAP Material Master. Even in your MM01, MM02 also, that is represent 01, it always represents one material at a time.
Okay, so there's no grouping of material
Nothing.
coming under one parent material or something like that. Nothing of that sort.
No, we don't have that kind of concept. Even in your normal SAP Material Master also, there is no this kind of grouping kind of concept.
Okay.
Everything is an individual material.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
thank you.
Fine. Yeah. So now here, so in this slides, right? So after this, now you have something called this OVP template. Now you can see this the template that here in this PPT. This is little bit older one, so that's why you see here all the buttons: activate, approve, reject, edit. All the buttons, everything is there in the top only. Okay, you don't have any right side in the down corner. Okay, but this is the latest theme in OVP itself, where you will have the buttons in the down and some of the actionable buttons in the left hand side over here. Okay, the reason is this follows your Fury theme. If you open any Fury application also, all the buttons are there in the downside. Okay, here. So that's why SAP wanted to keep as much as familiar, like similar your both FPM application and Fury application. That's why the theme actually looks like this. Theme is basically Fury theme. Though it's FPM application, the theme that they used in the backend, the font, the colors they used, and the buttons they placed. So everything this is just similar to your Fury. So that for the end users, when they open your FPM application or Fury application, they don't find much difference from the look and feel wise. So that's why in the latest versions you see this kind of colors, and the buttons are down and some of the buttons are up. Okay, but in older FPM applications it is completely different. Of course you have all these sections and everything, but all the buttons are placed in the top, and the colors they used is gray and different color. So the reason I just showing both, because you when you are working in project, right, you might be working on one of the maybe MDG 7 or 8 or 9 version. Okay, and some people might be working in the latest version. So you can actually correlate it. This is also correct one only, but the theme is different here. Okay, so now here, this is the page title you can see, and these are the toolbar where you will have the buttons, and there is a personalization section here. Okay, now you have some expand button, collapse button, and everything. Okay, now coming back to this one. Okay, most importantly, here you see these particular sections. Okay, so there is one basic data section is there. Okay, so there are multiple sections are here. Each section here, we call it as a UIBB. UIBB. Okay, nothing but user interface building block. User interface building block. Okay, so whatever you see here on this one, so this is one UIBB, this is one UIBB, this is one UIBB. So there are multiple UIBBs are there here. So you can expand. So this is your UIBB in a expandable mode, and this is your UIBB in a collapse mode. So it's a kind of building block. So logically, so your UIBB represents within your master data, logically grouped fields are placed under one UIBB. Okay, so now if I say your OVP application, so this is your OVP application. Your OVP application is collection of UIBBs. This is UIBB 1, UIBB 2, and UIBB 3. Okay, it's a collection of UIBBs. Okay, so now on a UIBB, you can place the fields. You cannot place field directly on your OVP application. So the hierarchy is at the top, you will have OVP application. Under OVP application is nothing but collection of UIBBs. Okay, you will be first on a OVP application, you need to place one UIBB first. Once you place a UIBB, on the UIBB, you can add fields. You can display the fields, the data fields. Okay, so now if you look at this one, this basic data is one UIBB. On UIBB, they placed all the fields, material, unit of measure, all the material type, all these fields.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
Okay, so this is also one UIBB. On this particular UIBB, you have these fields. So likewise, you can actually play OVP application is nothing but it represents one single object, and it's a collection of UIBBs. Okay, so now if one more level actually down, so we talked about first FPM. Under FPM application, we discussed about guided activity framework and then search applications. And we are actually discussing now OVP application. Okay, so on OVP application, you will have UIBBs. Even in your search application also, you will be having UIBBs. Okay, so these UIB, multiple UIBBs, basically it's a collection of UIBBs. Okay, collection of UIBBs. Now, in UIBB also, you have different type of UIBBs. Because to represent a different set of data, you need different type of UIBBs. All these are different categories under UIBB. These are some types of UIBBs. One is, we call it as a form UIBB. Then you have something called tabbed UIBB. Tabbed UIBB. Okay, so there are some kind of reusable UIBBs are there. So some, what is that? So there are, so basically we will be using only these two, form and list, but there are different type of UIBBs are there. So okay, so now why you need a different type of UIBBs? Okay, so let me show you. There is something called a form UIBB. First, we are talking about the form UIBB. Okay, so this basic data, right? So basic data means when you are creating a material, you need to maintain the basic data. Okay, so you need to place these fields in a row and column fashion. Okay, so the material number, external material, it's a form kind of thing. You are arranging the fields like rows and column fashion. Okay, and so this we call it as a form UIBB. When you are placing a UIBB, when you are adding a UIBB onto your OVP application, you need to choose what type of UIBB you need to add. Whether you wanted to add a form or list or reusable or tabbed UIBB, what type of UIBB you need to add. Okay, so we will be adding form UIBB. If at all, you need to represent data in a row and column fashion. And most importantly, this is one set of data. One set of data means for your material master, you can maintain only one material type. You can maintain one unit of measure, one industry sector, one material group. Okay, if this represents basically all these attributes, whatever you maintain, right? So this data is having 1:1 relationship with your material. This is one set of data. To represent one set of data or 1:1 relationship, you need to use form UIBB. Clear? Now I will tell you the list UIBB, then you can correlate, compare form versus list. List means one material I wanted to extend it to multiple plants. That means I need a tabular kind of thing. When you have a table, then you can maintain, okay, plant 1, plant 2, plant 3, plant 4. So likewise, you can extend that material to multiple plants. Let's look at here the plants. So here, when it comes to plant, it's a type 4. Right? So type 4 means basically one material, 1:n relation. If you remember, we mentioned that 1:n relation. N means you wanted to maintain multiple plants for a same material. Then how do you represent that? You need a tabular kind of thing. So then then only I can, let's say, for example, I'll choose here the plant, for example, 1000. and I'll extend to another plant 1010. Again, another plant 1020. So likewise, you can extend as many as plants over here. So to represent this kind of thing, you need a table. So table is nothing but it's a list of plants you need to maintain. So that's where we call it as a list UIB. So in this case, you have to go with for a list UIB only. Wherever you are using 1:n relationship in your data model, 1 represents it's a form UIB, n represents it's a list UIB. Clear? Any questions between form and list UIB?
No.
Clear, right? I mean, if you have any doubt, let me know. I will explain it again. So basically, form means it represents one. See, you cannot enter multiple material types. Material type will be always one for material because it is at the parent level, at the header level. Okay, so you for a material you will have one material number, one material type, one material group, one industry sector. So all that information you can maintain using a form UIB. List means wherever you need a table, like I mean, you need to maintain multiple sales organizations, right? So when you go for a sales related one, where is that sales? See here, you can maintain multiple sales orgs and distribution channels. So this is one material, sales org 1, sales org 2, sales org 3. So that's the difference between form and list UIBs. Both are UIBs only, but the type of UIB one is form and one is list. Okay, so the next one is tabbed UIB. It's all how you wanted to represent the data on a UI, on a user interface. Form, list, okay. Tabbed UIB is there. One of the example for your tabbed UIB is this. Yeah. So this is your change request. Let me collapse everything. So change request. This is also one UIB change request. Okay. Here there are 3 tabs are there. Because I wanted to display the information, if I add under the same change request, if I add 3 separate UIBs, the page will increase the size of the page. That's why they actually use this. So tabbed UIB where you will actually place the information in multiple tabs. So within the same section, that means from here to here, you can actually, so you can navigate switch between general data, notes section, and attachment section. So this is also one UIB only. The tabbed UIB is nothing but it's a collection of again different UIBs. This general data, this is one UIB only. So under tabbed UIB, okay, so this is my, let's say this is how it look like. So you have this is your tabbed UIB. Okay, under tabbed UIB, you can have one form UIB and one list UIB and again one form. Likewise, you can have multiple list. Okay, so tabbed UIB is nothing but it's a collection of some UIBs only. So when you click on this button, this UIB will be shown, form UIB, like attributes are in rows and column fashion. Okay, and when you actually click on the list UIB, so when you click on this list UIB, it will show the list UIB, the data in a row and column fashion. So first you need to prepare one form UIB, one list UIB, again form list UIB, and group all these things under a single tabbed UIB. Of course, actually, you don't use this at all in any of your MDG projects. This kind of tabbed UIB used only for change request section. This is for your knowledge purpose how a tabbed UIB will look like. So this is the how. Okay. Similarly, there is one more UIB, reusable. Reusable UIB means, so you can consider this change request UIB as a reusable UIB. That means when I'm trying to create your material, SAP created this change request UIB only once. This is a generic change request UIB already created in the system. when you are creating a material, the same UI, CR UIBB will be displayed here. When you are actually trying to create a customer also, let me go to customer governance. There also, when I go to search customer, okay, create a new customer. So wherever you are changing a master data, whether it's a create or change, see the same CR UIBB also displayed over here. So it's the same CR UIBB, change request UIBB, being called in multiple places. Even when you're for our custom object also, when we create a UI application, this UIBB will be shown. We need to do some configuration. You no need to create or develop this from scratch. This is SAP already created, and you need to, with a little bit of configuration, you can add this CR UIBB to your custom application as well. Okay, so this is one of the example for your reusable UIBB. Okay, so likewise, there are different type of UIBBs are there in the system, but out of all these things, we always 100% we will use only form and list UIBBs. Other than these two, we don't use any other UIBBs at all. Okay, so this guided activity framework, the template I will explain once we complete this form UIB OVP application. Okay, now after this, where you configure these kind of applications, because we are saying that, okay, this is one of the OVP application in general. To where do you configure? Is there any editor that you need to use to configure these applications? Like for writing any applications using Java, you use Eclipse is one of the editor. For ABAP, writing the ABAP coding and everything, you log on, you go to SAP login pad. From there, you go to SC38, and from there you can actually create those coding things, right? So in the same way, to actually design these kind of UI applications, there is a editor available. Okay, so that editor we call it as a fluid editor. FLUID. Fluid means flexible user interface designer, flexible user interface designer, fluid editor. So you don't need to install any in the system, any editor. Okay, so this is the browser based one. Once you open this, you can open in a browser itself. It's in a editable mode, so that it will directly take you to the fluid editor. I'll show you that one. Okay, so in this particular diagram, they're showing how a fluid editor look like. So this is your runtime application. Now see here, at runtime, when user is trying to create a materials, you will find this kind of application. Okay, the same thing can be open. This is the one how it is showing in a designer mode in fluid editor. So we will discuss this fluid editor in the next session. Okay, so after this talks about different type of UIBBs that we just discussed. Form UIBB, list UIBB, and all those things. Okay, so these are the different UIBBs are there. Okay, now coming back to our UI application, now how to create a UI application. Any questions till now? Is it clear?
What is this freestyle UIBB?
Freestyle UIBB, if at all, whatever SAP provided, this form UIBB, list UIBB, or tabbed, and all these things are not at all, relevant, or probably for one of the requirement, you cannot handle using all these kind of things, UIBBs, the existing categories. Then freestyle UIBB is an option where you can actually create your own type of UIBB using ABAP WebDen Pro. Okay, so SAP provided an option like how they created this. See, form UIBB is nothing but it's a one SAP created this and provided to you. You need to just drag and drop this kind of form UIBB and add the fields over there. But in the backend, this form UIBB also SAP designed using ABAP WebDen Pro only. Even your list UIBB also SAP created as a template using your ABAP WebDen Pro only. Okay, your OVP application also SAP created as a template using this ABAP WebDen Pro only. So everything is an element. Okay, so OVP is one element SAP already created using ABAP WebDen Pro thing and made it as a generic one. With little bit of customizing configuration, you can build a UI application. So on OVP application, once you create the OVP application, on this OVP application, you need to place UIBBs. So to place a form UIBB, SAP already provided a form UIBB template for you. And the template is created using above WebDriven Pro. So you can just simply drag and drop this form UIBB, and on this form UIBB, you can add all the attributes. Similarly, list UIBB. But whatever this form and list is not able to represent some data, SAP provided a way that, okay, if at all you want to create your own freestyle UIBB as well, that UIBB, they call it as a freestyle UIBB. To create this freestyle UIBB, you need to basically, you should know above WebDriven Pro and everything, and you should be able to develop a UIBB just like this. But trust me, you never get any requirement where you need to use form freestyle UIBB. Myself, I never created any freestyle UIBBs because that is not required. Form and list UIBBs are the 200%. Other than these two, you don't work on any other UIBBs. Other tabbed UIBB, all these things are used by standard to handle some of the standard requirements, the generic requirements. But after that, your object-specific requirements, for object-specific requirements, form and list are more than enough for us. Okay, but freestyle UIBB is nothing but where you need to build a UIBB from scratch. So that option also SAP provided. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now coming back to UI application, how to create a UI application. Okay, so the templates are already available. So first, let me here under general settings, there is something called UI modeling. So here, something you have manage UI configurations. When you click on this one, it will open up a browser where you will find all your UI applications. Okay, you can see, you can filter down with data model MM. For MM data model, these many UI applications are there. Okay, there are such applications are there with each release. With the older releases, you have such 0506, the latest one is 09. Okay, so OVP applications are also there here. So whatever the material create your application that I showed, it's a OVP 09 application. That is the latest one. Okay, so here you will find for every object, for BP also, there are OVP applications are there, such applications are there. These are the BS OVP, BP applications, OVP applications. Okay, so you can find all the MDG FPM applications here. Okay, so when I filter down with all, okay, here, this is one of the templates I'm talking about. SAP provided this template, OVP generic overview page, generic template. So this is the template SAP provided. Using this template only, material master OVP applications are created, BP OVP applications, customer, vendor, finance, even article master. All the OVP applications, object-specific applications are created using this template only. Okay, now, for us, for our custom development, our custom data model, YP data model, okay, we need to create one OVP application because OVP application will be used to create, change, display the objects. So we need one OVP application. Now, how to create that OVP application? First, always, this is the template that SAP provided. As I said, you will copy the PPT, right? Your presentation, your PPT document, you copy into a new, and in the new, you modify the data. The same way here, you need to first select this one. Okay, there is an option called copy. So you need to copy this template into Z. This is the standard template in SAP, right? In general, when you're copying, then into customer namespace, we need to use Z or Y as a starting letter. Okay, so I will highlight here the steps, and these steps we will perform in the next session. So first, OVP template will be there. Okay, the standard OVP template. Okay, so this particular template you need to copy into ZOVP template. Don't try to change anything. If you change this one, you are modifying the standard template. Then whoever copy this, your changes will be applicable for them as well. It will get copied. I've seen that in the training systems, many people, they instead of copying, they directly modify here. Okay, so just always don't touch this one. Select this template and copy into a Z application. So once you copy this into a Z application, there will be this kind of OOP application will be created without any UIBBs. Okay, so first you need to add UIBBs here, whether it's a form UIBB or list UIBB as per your requirement, you need to add the UIBBs. When you are adding these UIBBs, okay, first basically here there is a header. At the header level, you need to link your data model. Okay, using business object type OTC. Okay, so when you are copying your OVP application, you need to there is a OTC parameter will be there. Here you need to provide your whatever the OTC that we created, that is YP_BOT. I think we created business object. Okay, so you need to link that to this one. This is how your copied ZOP application will be linked to your data model. After that, when you are adding a UIBB, form UIBB, right, you need to link your SU types. SU type 1, here SU type 4. When you are adding form UIBB, system will ask that, okay, what is the entity that you wanted to link? Every UIBB always link to one entity in the backend. Okay, so as soon as you link your SU type 1 or SU type 4, okay, on the left hand here, all the attributes that are there on under this entity will be added on your OVP application. All the entities will be added, or attributes will be added. So from this, whatever you need, you can keep, and unwanted ones you can delete it. Similarly, when you add a SU type 4, then it will add all the attributes from your type 4. So it's a drag and drop everything. You no need to write zero code. Okay, once you prepare your entities, add UIBBs and add entities and arrange your all your attributes on the UI. So there are two more configurations are there. Just like between entities, how we maintain the relationship. Between UIBBs, you need to maintain something called wiring. I'll discuss this wiring in the next session. Okay, because you need to keep the linkage between these two UIBBs. So that will be done by wiring configuration. And finally, you need to add your change request UIBB at the top. For that one, there is one communicator setting configuration, COM settings, setting configurations are there. So this wiring and communication setting configurations additionally you need to do so that your OVP application is ready for your data model.